Hello and welcome to a Broken Binding unboxing. Not only that, but it's a TBB press unboxing, which is their specialty press. Because this, my friends, is Never Die by Rob L. Hayes, which is one that should be very exciting. I mean, I just like the TBB press titles in general. I mean, I like, if you watch my channel, you know I like the Broken Binding in general. Even though they are just kind of fancy trade editions, but I like fancy trade editions. But when they get to the TBB titles, they get truly small press editions. These are not your ordinary trade editions. These are sewn bindings. These are higher quality paper. They get nice, very nice quality books. They've done some Ryan Cahill, which I've unboxed on the channel. Who else have they done for TBB? They did Illborn. Illborn? I think that might be it. I think Never Die is the third, or really fourth title if you're counting The Fall and Blood and Fire as two different titles, which they are two different titles, but this is like the third author. So, Never Die by Rob L. Hayes. Wow. Oh yeah, cloth boards, the whole 9 yards. So we have new dust jacket artwork by Felix Ortiz. This is like a samurai fantasy novel, from what I've heard. And that has me intrigued. So, let's look. Wow. So Felix Ortiz's new dust jacket there. Ortiz also did the original dust jacket, and he's actually going to be featured on the end papers we're going to see in a second. And then there is the stamping. What starts with a whisper must end with a roar. Look at that stamping. That is incredible. I'm actually surprised that the title isn't on the spine. I feel like the title's on the spine for the other titles. I know Illborn has the title on the spine. Of course, like I said, gilded page edges, nice cloth boards. This is the original artwork, the original dust jacket, also by Felix Ortiz. It takes a lifetime of evil to be a villain, and only one moment of good to be a hero. I presume it's going to be the same. Okay, yes, it's the same art, but different quote on the back. I mean, there's only one dust jacket artwork for the original, so that makes sense. This is limited to 1,500 copies. It falls within Hayes' Mortal Techniques series, but it can be read as a standalone. First published, this edition was first published in 2023. The copyright goes back to 2018. Rob Hayes' signature there is 570 out of 1,500. What is wild is that this is still available. All the other TBB titles sold out pretty quickly. But this one's hanging in there. It's still available on the Broken Binding site. Here is full color artwork by Karis Loke. You can kind of get that stylized old kind of samurai. There's a name for that genre. Wushu? That if it's not wushu, it just sounds like I'm just being racist as all hell. For some reason I want to say wushu, but I could be wrong on that. Of the genre within like a period piece. Very interesting. So Never Die is the story of an 8-year-old boy who is tasked by a god to kill an immortal emperor. And in order to do so, he has to harness the powers. I don't know if he has to harness the powers. He has to recruit people of legend. And in order to bind these people of legend to him, they have to die. He has to kill them. So I guess in layman's terms, this 8-year-old is building himself a zombie army, and he's going to use that zombie army to save the day. And then we also have full double-page artwork by is it Andrew Molesky? Andrew Molesky, I believe, was the artist here. But wow, I love that. You know, I said the zombie army as a joke, but that looks like a friggin' zombie to me. So maybe he is raising a zombie army. I don't know. I imagine they're not coming back as zombies, but, I mean, that artwork, that's a zombie. That's a White Walker right there. That's what that is. But yeah, it's gotten good reviews. I mean, albeit the reviews aren't as good as they are for the Cahill titles, for example, or Illborn. Those were like 4.3 out of 5 average. This is like a 3.9 out of 5 average on Goodreads, but hey, that's good enough. That looks like a mummy. So he's recruiting a mummy now. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, it's cool that it's a standalone so that you don't need to read the other Mortal Technique novels, which is great because I haven't. It's a weird little like extra bonus stamping. You know, you got like the border, and then you got like a little line. It's on the back too. Is that interesting? Are they all like that? I don't know. So I don't know if the Broken Binding is going, or TBB Press, to be accurate, is going to do the other Mortal Technique novels. I mean, they might. They're doing all the Cahill titles, for example. But like I said, it is still available, so it might not have sold as well as they had hoped. And being that it hasn't sold out, maybe that might mean they might not do the future titles. I don't know. But anyways, TBB titles do typically sell out pretty quickly. So you want to make sure that you are subscribed to the newsletter for the Broken Binding. This is all through their subscription site, thebrokenbindingsub.com. They have a lot of exclusive editions on that site. Most of them are not the fancy sewn binding, cloth bound books. A lot of them are, like I said, just kind of fancy trade editions, but they are fancy trade editions. You get like, sprayed or stenciled page blocks, exclusive artwork, signature by the author usually. And then they have their extra subscription series, both the monthly fantasy series and the bi-monthly sci-fi series, which started off as just being fancy trade editions, but they're adding in little details. They're adding in some sewn bindings. They're adding in some extra artwork to make them truly unique and truly more memorable than just your standard trade edition. But yeah, check out the Broken Binding. They do a kick-ass job with their books. This is going to jump into my my to be read pile, my TBR pile, which is disgustingly long. I don't know when I'll read it, but when I do read it, I will do a book review here on the channel. I do at least one book review a week on Tuesdays, with plenty of unboxing videos around those book reviews, including plenty of other Broken Binding titles, including the monthly fantasy series subscription. So if you want to live vicariously through me, by all means, subscribe to the channel. But seriously, if you want a copy, if you're like, this is a fancy looking book, I want a copy for myself, they are still, as of the time recording, mid-May, they are still available directly through the Broken Bindings subsite, which link in the description below to said book. I actually have another Broken Binding title that should be arriving any day now, which is another one that did sell out quickly. Like I said, this one did not sell out quickly, but the other TBB titles did. Next one, which is the Silver Blood Promise, did sell out very quickly. So I'll be unboxing that very soon. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you around next time.